Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is Brother Yawana coming back at y'all with Lord's will under the edifying lesson. As always, first and foremost, before I start, I'd like to give all the praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Brachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, peace, blessings, and many salutations be to you sincere Akyam wa Akwath, you brothers, along with you few sisters, who are giving all diligence in these last days. Right, through the mercy and grace of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through his only beloved begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, coming back with another updated prophecy type lesson. And today's article is going to be brought to you from the People's Voice.tv. Right, for any of y'all who want to check it out yourself, we're ultimately going to dive into the full article. It's not very lengthy, so if you do have time, man, I would suggest posting up and taking some notes, man, because we're definitely in some very interesting times. Right, but this is the headline, and it reads WEF, or World Economic Forum Insider: Imminent false flag cyber attack will disrupt 2024 election. And we're all kind of eager to see what's going to happen, because we know the election day, these devils are planning to do something around that time. They've been talking this man right here, Klaus Schwab, or Cotton Swab, has been warning of major cyber attacks that are to come, and how these cyber attacks are going to ultimately reset everything, okay, and bring in a new world in which they want and expect to have full control over everyone and everything. Okay, everywhere you go, everything that you do, these devils want full control. Okay, and they're planning something major ahead. So we have to keep watch. I said the global elites Noah's Ark. The global elites Noah's Ark moment is almost here, according to a WEF insider who warns final preparations are being put in place for a devastating cyber attack on the U.S. power grid that will disconnect the public from the internet, wipe out savings, and plunge the nation into chaos for years, allowing the elite to roll out the next phase of their totalitarian master plan. Okay, and really they say it's a cyber security attack, and they've blamed Russia and Chinese hackers. But we know Esau, as the scriptures say in Sirach the 12th chapter, if trouble come upon thee, or if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. So these devils very well could be behind this whole, cyber security attack, and they're orchestrating it themselves, which really the Lord's putting a spirit on them either way, whether it be other nations that are hacking and causing a cyber attack, or whether it might be Esau up to it himself. The Lord is in control of both spectrums. You see, what this is going to do is it's going to continue to lead lead us further into perilous times. Okay, let's play this. And they ultimately talked about CBDC implants, all right, and going into the RFID hip. It's not going to be a jab. Ultimately, their goal is to have everybody hipped, okay, and have tagged digitally and implanted under their skin, right? Yep, that same fear tactic is going to be used again. Okay, and a lot of people are going to fall for it. They're ultimately going to, like, it's like what's the whole order at KO, order out of chaos, right? They ultimately, have the problem, right? They have a reaction from the people, and then they bring in the solution. You see, it's all planned out. Okay, while the masses will be left to fend for themselves in a desperate fight for survival that most are supposed to lose, those who have been designated upgraded humans by the WEF will be saved by what Davos is calling their technological Noah's Ark. You see, these devils, are have gone mad, man. Okay, they're talking about his technological Noah's Ark, and really this technology that they're going to bring in their mind is and then really to the eyes of the people is going to seem as if they're trying to save everybody. Okay, it says preparations for the false flag event are underway, and those who are paying attention are seeing the evidence of the deception before our very eyes. Late last week, South Carolina primary voters were reportedly unable to vote due to ballot tabulators being unable to connect to the internet. For years, the mainstream media dismissed claims that vote counting machines were connected to the internet was a blameless conspiracy theory, and now it's not so crazy. You see, matter of fact, let me go up a little bit. I think there's a part of the video that played it. Here we go. And of course, the line, man. Okay, because this is the devil. The word devil goes into the word deceiver, right? This devil is not going to give you the truth, but he's going to conceal it and hide it away, all right, and ultimately feed you a false narrative, okay, for you to believe so you can be distracted, right? So it says for years, the mainstream media dismissed claims that vote counting machines were connected to the internet was a baseless conspiracy theory. Now it's not so much a conspiracy theory, but a fact. At this point, it is worth asking: is there anything they aren't lying to us about? The global elite laid the groundwork for their great deception with the C-PAN Simic, training the masses to respond to fear-based programming, and the cyber attack will be the final nail in the coffin. Yeah, because once the internet goes down, you know that pretty much puts a halt to everything. As a matter of fact, I think there's one more video in here that I wanted to play for y'all real quick of what Cotton Swab had said. And how would they know? Because they're ultimately planning this. They have meetings, they have secret councils, all right, and discuss on how and what's the best way, for them to roll this out. And really here soon, is the best time because really they're running out of time, right? The devil knows he has but a short time. So these elites are scrambling, right, as they're trying to get this final phase moving so they can ultimately establish their NWO. Okay, it says you don't have to be a body language expert to notice Professor Schwab's deranged excitement about the major cyber attack. The WEF, in conjunction with the United Nations, simulated a cyber attack because they need a crisis to implement their new CBDC financial Ponzi scheme, as they accuse Russia or right-wing extremists of collapsing the banks and plunging the world into chaos. You see, so they're ultimately going to blame, the hack on Russia or China, which they've been talking about recently, or terrorists. Okay, but really, again, it could be their own hand. It says be prepared. The same strategy of using fear as during uh, SOVID will be used again. Digital ID and CBDC are incoming, and both will be mandatory for people to interact in society. When this should ultimately ring a bell, right, with your, with your spiritual ears. Okay, read it again. Digital ID and CBDC are incoming, and both will be mandatory for people to interact in society. Now, ultimately, it's not going to be a digital ID or CBDC, is going to be an RFID C-HIP, okay, which is the mark of the beast pursuant to Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, you're going to have to take that, all right, that new technological advancement to be able to participate in different government services and within society, to own a home, to own a car, to pay your bills, to have a job. Okay, everything is going to completely change. And see, this is what they're aiming for, all right, through this major cyber attack, right? It's going to open up the door for them to bring in and usher in a new world in which they're the gods and they control and govern what you can and can't do, right? Ultimately bringing back, over across seas to here, China's social credit system, where even if where if you're doing any kind of wrong or you're going against the government narrative or not walking in a way in the standard in which the government set, you can have your possessions and your money taken away or withheld. You can be denied access to going into certain stores, okay, because you have a terrorist threat level. You see, this is the times that we're coming into, right? But it's all written right here in the scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, let me start verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So that's ultimately what's going to happen if you don't worship, and bow down. Just like in the ancient times, there was different kings, one popping out in particular in mind, King Nebuchadnezzar, right? In the time of Daniel, the third chapter, right? King Nebuchadnezzar, right, the king of Babylon, had to ultimately set up a golden image for all to worship, and as many as did not, they would be thrown in the same hour into a fiery furnace. Right, so there was a punishment and a judgment, right, that was going to ultimately take place. If you didn't worship and bow down, you would be killed. But we know that story. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, the Yahweh was with them in the furnace and they didn't die, all right, because they have faith, man. You see, but nevertheless, the Lord said he reserved unto himself. Let me see if I can find it. I think that's Romans, the 11th chapter. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 3. It says, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so, at this present time, also, is there a remnant according to the election of grace? So there's a remnant now who are not going to bow down, but they're going to stand stiffly for the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, even if it means death. Okay, because like these devils said, if you don't want to merge, let me see. See if I can find this article. I think it's on the People's Voice.tv as well. Here we go. This is on the People's Voice.tv. It says Cotton Swab. Oh, here we go again. Cotton Swab says humans who refuse to merge with AI will soon become extinct. Okay, you're gonna be put to death, man. If you don't want to merge, right, and ultimately take, okay, this C-HIP that's coming. This is their mentality where you're gonna be put to death, man. Okay, subject to pain or put to death. This is what these devils want, man. Okay, and as we see, this getting ready to happen, and they're about to roll out this agenda, we're not to fear, because we understand Job 5:12 that the heavenly Father say he disappointed the devices of the crafty. These devils are going to get a lot of people, but they're not going to get the elect, and that's where they fail. Okay, it says the elite have already begun rolling out the first phase of the digital digital prison they plan to lock us in. 15-minute cities are appearing in the US and UK, and London shops are requiring customers to present a digital code simply to gain access and buy essentials. Of course, the elite have a scapegoat lined up to take the fall after they pull off their false flag. No prizes for guessing. They are going to blame conservatives and so-called conspiracy theorists. Mainstream media has already begun the pre-programming. Watch. See this what they posted on Twitter or X. The coming cyber attack will allow a new world order to emerge. These people are insane, man. They have lost their mind. Okay, it says if it remains to be seen if the mainstream falls for the lies, and most likely they will. Right? A lot of these people, like the scriptures say, the simple believeth every word. These devils or these people in the world believe what these devils are saying, and they're actually giving them applause as they make these outlandish statements. Okay, of ushering in a new world, all right, and being the gods of it. Thanks to educated, skip down. It says Cotton Swab's right hand man, Yuval Noah Harari, known as the prophet in Davos circles, has compared the vast cyber and power grid attack on the United States to the biblical tale of Noah's Ark, when a great flood covered the entire surface of the earth. But instead of a literal ark carrying us to safety, Harari says the global elite have technological Noah's Ark that will save the special minority of upgraded humans from the mass extinction event. See, this is bugged out, man. They're planning a mass extinction event. See, they remember these devils want to depopulate the earth, right? And one major way that they talked about doing that was through jabs, which they've fully accomplished, with taking the lives of 20 million plus people who have taken it, and people are still dropping dead to this day. Okay, so hey, we know right now, we're in the beginning of sorrows, man. The beginning of great death. The Lord's about to unleash this devil, man, with great wrath, and he's not going to be stopped. It says Harari has also given us an indication of who will survive the false flag attack. The elite who have sold their souls to the New World Order, those who have connected themselves to the network and who are prepared to depopulate the planet of useless eaters. And that's what they consider us, useless eaters. Okay, as if we're just insignificant. The average people, especially as Israelites. If this sounds certifiably insane, you must understand the nature of those who are attempting to rule over us. Klaus Schwab and his cronies are operating under the illusion that they are literally gods. See, and it's all an illusion. Okay. Harari knows exactly who is going to perish in the great crisis caused by the globalist elite. This is the great depopulation agenda in action. Watch as he dismissively refers to them as Homo sapiens. The globalist elite cannot stop talking about their agenda to depopulate the world, and now they are becoming specific with their plans. They're telling you exactly what they're getting ready to do, because now it's at this point they don't care. They don't care whether you know or not, because their whole goal is to shut down, the internet, right, and the power grid, and you won't even have access to the internet without their hint digital ID. Okay, or again, as we know, soon to come, the micro C-hip. Okay, you won't even be able to get on the internet unless you have some type of code or verification barcode that you can scan, or however it's going to work. Okay, these devils are going to shut down everything, man, and that's the street. That's why all of us that are within this truth have to, have to seek this knowledge as best as we can, because soon we're not going to have access to it in abundance. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And the Lord has done this, in ancient times, where he's removed his prophets, right, and hid them, right, so that the Lord wasn't heard, really, because the way that the Lord is heard is through his men. The prophets are the mouthpiece of the Lord. So once the prophets disappear, it's like the Lord's done speaking. But see, in days to come, people are going to be looking for these men, okay, who are out staying on the highways and byways and, were looked down upon. People are going to soon be looking for them, because they're going to know that a prophet was among them. They're going to know that those men had the answers that they need, that they didn't take heed unto, man. Okay, but in that day when all hell breaks loose, it's going to be too late to get this truth. That's why we are to get it now, right? To keep that oil within our lamps. Okay, and let's get that too. Matthew, the 25th chapter. Right, we might end it off there. This is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 1. It says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out." You see, people are going to be seeking that oil, which, what is that oil? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. Okay, people are going to want to try to get this oil when it's too late. And that's what the 5 foolish virgins represent. Okay, they're going to want to get it last minute. It says, "For our lamps are gone out." But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. You see, those that were ready, that's why we always staying ready, because at any day now, things can change. Okay, and all it takes is for one small thing really could happen to have a major effect. Okay, especially the days that we're in now, the Lord could really, turn things around and speed it up even faster. Okay, so that's why we always got to make sure, we're, keeping that oil within our lamps. All right, and then, that lamp is our mind, our spirit, all right, holding fast to this knowledge. It says, "Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh." Okay, that's why we're always watching. As Yahweh Shai said, watch and pray. We're watching for the prophecies, and we're seeing what's going on in the news, and we're understanding how close we are to the end of this society, and to the end of this gospel being preached. Because really, this gospel, preached forever, man. Okay, it was, the prophets were set up to speak for a certain time, and then ultimately they were going to stop speaking, just as in the days of Noah, man. Right, Noah spoke all the way up until the day it rained, and then his job was done. The Lord's like, okay, job is done. Now it's time for you to go into the ark. Hey, well, that's what the Lord is getting ready to do for his elect. Right now, the men who are allotted to teach are teaching, but the Lord's going to cause their tongue to cleave to the roof of their mouth here soon, just as he did the ancient prophets. And that's when everybody's going to want to try to seek the true men of the Lord that had the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai in the scriptures, but it's going to be too late. So we'll have to see. This I just wanted to blow the trumpet on this, what I'm saying, and give that warning, what I'm saying, because we're not in times, man, to be, spiritually asleep and not paying attention. It's a high time to wake out of sleep, man, pursuing the Romans 13 and 11, right? So, hey, us who have this faith and this light, we really have to pay close watch what's going on around us, and what in the moves that these devils are making, and the statements that they declare. So with that, I do hope and pray this lesson was edifying, man. I just wanted to make it real quick. As always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the 4 winds of this earth. And as always, till next time, Lord's will, I say shalom, stay strong, and keep the faith. Shalom.